the Cavaliers from the University of Virginia with us now. Devon Hall will be first at the podium. Devon, we've got microphones on both left and the right, so we'll get the questions rolling. So first question for the Cavs. We'll go front row here, Devon, to your left.
Dan Tortora, Wake Up Call, DT.com. Devon, just what you can say about the environment around the team right now with you had a bunch of guys transfer out and you have some new faces coming in. Just what you can say about how you've handled that and establishing a good culture going forward.
Well, I mean, it's up to us, as leaders, myself and Isaiah, to be able to, make sure we establish a culture for guys who haven't played here. So we're trying to do that as best possible.
Devon, from the podium here, you're a redshirt senior. How did it happen that you got to be so old so fast?
Isaiah will joke about that all the time. But just learning, man. I took a redshirt year and try to grow as much as possible. And I've been able to get better each and every year. So just hopefully I can continue that process.
Other questions from Devon from the floor? Devon will go first row here at the very end towards the aisle. Let's get the microphone, if we can get the mic for the cameras.
Frank Maloney, Fox Sports 910. Who's talking? Devon, what sort of expectations do you have for yourself as well as the team?
Just try to be as competitive as possible. We're a young, little bit different team, so we just try to make sure we establish our foundation as a unit first early in these non-conference games and every day in practice to where we know going into ACC play that who we are and how we have to play. But like I said before, it's up to older guys like myself and Isaiah and Jack to be able to lead these younger guys.
Devon, we'll go back to Dan, first row to your left.
Devon, does this season, in your opinion, does this team feel drastically different to you than the typical Virginia? How do you kind of gauge going into this year and what you got?
I think that we have a few more, offensive weapons in terms of how we are going to play, and we might be able to get it out a little bit faster and play a little bit quicker. But, defense is not going to change. You guys know Coach Bennett well, so it's not going to change.
Devon, from the podium here, coaches talk all the time about making sure that their young men and women are going to be good citizens after they leave college. Mm-hmm. What have you learned from Coach Bennett that you'll take away from you? What traits do you think he's instilled within you?
He does things the right way, and I've prided myself in doing the same. And he recruits high character guys, and it's been an honor and a pleasure to play and be amongst those people at UVA and our program as well.
Other questions for Devon? We'll go back here in the first row to the left.
Devon, in interviewing some of the other younger players during Media Day recently, it was asked of them, of the leaders on the team, who do you go to for a hug? And they generally talked about Isaiah doing that. Mm-hmm. But if something was wrong or maybe they'd made a mistake, maybe you'd be on the lookout for Devon and the evil eye or something like that. How do you feel about maybe that role?
I guess I'm big on taking responsibility. So if something is done wrong, then I'm a guy to make sure you know about it. Coach Bennett always talks about being a fear leader. So I don't necessarily want to be feared by my teammates, but I just make sure that if something is wrong, that I address it.
Anything else for Devon? Devon, that's a good note to end on. Thank you. We'll excuse you and bring Isaiah up. Give Devon the chance to laugh off of camera the way Isaiah's been laughing off of camera. Let's see. Questions for Isaiah? Isaiah to Dan, first row left.
Isaiah, just the thoughts on the interior for the team defensively. As Devon said, it's going to be a lot the same, but offensively, just what you can say about the front court at Virginia this year.
Well, I feel like we found a groove. I feel like I'm in a groove right now offensively, so hopefully I can do more. But you got guys like Jay Huff coming into their first year who can really stretch the floor and shoot it. And, Mommy and Jack have been working their moves as well. So hopefully we can help the guards out a lot this year.
Isaiah, first row to our left right here at the aisle.
Isaiah, in dealing with your health issues at the end of last year, how do you feel about your health going into the season? And is it something that you need to be concerned with, or is it behind you, never have to look back?
I don't think it's ever to that point. I try to take good care of myself. I have some things that are genetic that you can't really change, so I just try to make sure, I'm eating right and taking care of my body and stuff like that. I played in the scrimmage and I was all right, so trying not to think about it as much and, just get ready to play this year.
Isaiah, you mentioned in the media notes that part of the reason you chose Virginia is because it felt like family. You come from a big family yourself. What is it about this basketball family that's made its mark on you?
Well, I feel like, I just remember my visit and being embraced by those guys who didn't really know me. And I just felt like, this is a place where I could, come and be happy. Devon talked a lot about guys' character, and I feel like that's 100% true. Coach Bennett does a great job of doing that. And I know when I graduate, I'm always welcome back. And, you just can't take anything like that for granted.
Isaiah, your next question here, front row left.
Isaiah, what sort of offensive moves have you been working on to complement your baseline jump shot and your foul line moves?
Just really post moves, playing more off two, hop steps and things like that, just to kind of get a groove. I feel like I have solid footwork and I can use that to my advantage because I'm undersized down there. So try to create something and try not to get my shot blocked.
Isaiah, every team has a comedian. Who's the comedian for you guys?
Nigel Johnson, first year here, big time comedian. But no, there's a lot of guys. I got a top 5 comedy guys.
Do you want to go ahead and roll those off?
I'll roll them out for you. So Nigel, Kyle, DeAndre, Ty, and Devon. That's my 5.
So Devon's 5 and not 1?
No. That was no order.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no order. Trust me.
Any other questions for Isaiah? Virginia, thank you. Good luck this season.
Peace.